Hello, Red Wave. Welcome to Beware of Bulldogs podcast. Today I'm joined by bro Cole Nale to recap the Cancun challenge. How are you, Cole?
Oh, well, good to be back at our therapy sessions for Fresno State basketball.
It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. You can follow us on YouTube. You can see our faces if you dare. Beware of Bulldogs on YouTube. We're on X, Beware_Bulldogs, and we're on Instagram, Beware Bulldogs Podcast. You can interact with us there. We're going to get to some of the responses from you guys because we're going to recap the two games of the Cancun Challenge. There were technically three, but we did an episode of that one. So we're recapping the two important games, a semifinal and championship game that Dogs
took place in Cancun.
That took place in Cancun.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. This is going out on Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to you all. I hope you have a great time eating food, making your family upset with your political views, and listening to this podcast. I hope you have a great time.
But most importantly, delighting in God.
And yes, delighting in God. That is probably the most important thing. Let's start, Cole, by your overall reaction, not to the games, but to the Cancun Challenge itself. What did you think of it?
Well, I only got the Fresno State games in the Cancun Challenge because, I've been working the last 2 days. I just got off work, got home, watched the game, and then got on this podcast. So I've exclusively just watched the Fresno State games. So I can't really have a reaction. Now, visually watching it, based off of the gym itself, it didn't look anything impressive, which is kind of sad because aren't they at the Hard Rock Hotel in Cancun?
I think so. I think they are.
Some big resort, right? And the gym's just meh. But I thought it was hilarious. CBS Sports Network, who was airing the game, they had it was an old school scoreboard on the screen. So they had just a video basically of the shot clock and the time, and then they just put it in the corner. Yeah, on the TV. Yeah.
I like that.
But it was, of course, like the angles all off, and it was kind of funny. I thought it was funny. So, but yeah, it was kind of cool.
I thought it was fun. So we played New Mexico State, and the other game was James Madison, Southern Illinois. Southern Illinois, by the way, very good team. I thought the competition was good, other than the championship game and the consolation game. It was Southern Illinois destroyed New Mexico State, and then we got destroyed in the championship game. But we're not going to talk about that game first. We're going to talk about that game second. But you can follow us on X at Beware_Bulldogs to tell us exactly what you thought about games. And I think this is funny, Cole, and I think you all will think this is funny as well. So in football, when I put, hey, we're going to recap, give us your thoughts and reactions to this game. Football, when we lose, we get a ton of comments. The most when we lose, right? And when we win, we get a good amount when we win, but not what we get when we lose. Basketball is the complete opposite. When we win, everybody comes in and they're happy. It's great. But when we lose, there's no one there. It's crickets. So we don't get anybody when we lose.
Well, when something that isn't expected to happen happens, then everybody has something to say, right? So,
yeah.
Our football team is expected to win. Our basketball team is, sorry, Hut, we're expected to lose.
That's true. But it didn't get much better for Fresno State athletics. Well, it does, because women's volleyball is in the semifinals for the Mountain West. They won in the quarterfinals, and they play Utah State. So if you guys go check that out. But we lost to New Mexico.
Only if they made money.
Well, no one really makes money outside the football program in most schools. So, yeah,
true that.
unless you're Duke or North Carolina and you're basketball, or Kansas, you sell out your gym every single game for all 16 games or whatever it is. All right, well, let's get to you guys really quick on the X world. Fresno State, that's their name, Fresno State. They say, "Go Dogs! I have grit." By the way, this is after our win over New Mexico State. So a lot of people, like, more comments, right? Caleb Pletz, Mr. Caleb Pletz, familiar name to all of you football fans. It's amazing what happens when we actually make threes. It is. It is. Fresno's finest. It's nice to see them win close games early in the season. This game went to overtime. We'll give our thoughts right after we finish with you guys. Tajinder Najar says, solid win. Glad to see the Dogs win a close one. The guard play is much better, but the Dogs have to find a way to play through the bigs a little more. Andre has to figure out to get the ball out of his hands when the double team comes. Going to be interesting one tonight. So that was tonight against James Madison. Curtis Harr, because the games were back-to-back nights, by the way. Curtis Harr, good guard play in second half. I like the defensive pressure leading to a bit quicker pace of play. We pressed, and we've seen it in the past. We pressed this game, and it was actually the first time I've seen it be successful somewhat. We'll talk about it. We got to get some easy buckets, though. Only 22 points inside of the three-point line. Great job blocking out on rebounds, especially in overtime, getting some fouls and free throws. The possession right before the under 4-minute timeout kind of epitomized how robotic this offense is. Great post position on a switch, late pass, double teamed in post, and was late passing to the baseline cut, who missed the 2-footer. All right. Are we good, Cole? Should we just go home after that?
Because I only have bad things to say about it. So,
I thought this game was fun and entertaining. Adam Carrillo says James Madison beat number 5 Michigan State. That's going to be a big time game for the Dogs. Fresno State Red Wave. That was a gut check. He's talking about the New Mexico State game. It was a gut check. Randy Buller says, what a great early win that will give some confidence. Looking forward to see how they do against James Madison. Hindsight's 2020. We know what happened. Lou Hewitson says, Hill and Yap knocking down free throws all night, especially late in the game, was great to see. Yeah, I mean, as I pull up Instagram, Cole, to get to what the Instagram folks said, I agree with everyone and what they said to say. What they had to say. Oh, here we go. E-Mike says, we outlasted them. We just outlasted New Mexico State. Shelio says, never quit. Great win. And then John Nale, I don't know who that is, but he loved watching Hill hit that clutch 3. And then he also adds, I didn't understand the midcourt trap. However, it wore out New Mexico State. So thank you, everyone, for interacting. And then we'll get to the James Madison stuff when we get to that game. But let's talk about New Mexico State for a second. I thought we got better against a poor team. Does that make sense? I don't know if it was a poor team, but they were on our level.
Yes, I agree with that. It reminded me a lot of last year's games where, we just kind of lived and died by the 3. I understand everyone's talking about the press, right? Oh, it wore them out, and we got the best of them at the end of the game. I don't know how much it really wore them out, other than maybe we were just the better conditioned team, because it did go into overtime. Yeah. And because the press, for the most part, other than maybe like 2 possessions, was really easy to break. And there's a lot of fundamental basketball issues with our press that I don't know how it got past our coaching staff. This is just pathetic. As someone who loves basketball, yeah, some of the things that they do in this press are things that I've never heard a coach say. I've heard coaches say never to do, and for good reason. And one of them mainly being, why are you going to trap a guy when he sees it coming and he's in the middle of the court?
Right.
Wait till he's in the corner. You have an extra defender as in the baseline, and wait till they're right by the or yeah, sideline. Sorry, whatever. Same. Either or. Um, no, but we would trap. They'd inbound the ball. He'd dribble to the free throw line on their side of the court still, right? So they still got to get it to the other side of the half. And then we trap them. And then, I mean, the smart teams, they flash a guy to the middle and they flash two guys down the sidelines at the same time. And then what are we going to do? I mean, we got two guys guarding them. And then
Boom,
there's
boom,
a guy
boom.
wide open every time. They easily break it. And it's like, oh, we wore him out. Have you ever played basketball? That's not wearing. It's okay. I see the trap coming. Let's take a back dribble, and I'll pass it. I'm not worn out. I hated our press. I worked twice, but that was when we didn't press in the middle. So I don't know trap in the middle at the free throw line. I don't know why we do that. It really made me mad.
We have a couple different presses that we ran. We ran like a 2-2-1 zone press that I thought was better, and we weren't really trapping. We're just kind of staying in front of them, making the shot clock dwindle down. I think that's our best. If we're going to press, do that because they're not getting easy buckets off of that. And then we drop into our man. We do have a man press where it's not really a press. We're just matching up full court. We just match up. And we get burned in that. And James Madison destroyed us doing in all of that. And then we had this trap thing and we guard on ball. And what I don't get is what you usually do is when you guard on ball in a press, usually are trapping the immediate the first pass. We weren't even doing that. We did it against James Madison, but we didn't trap at the first right when he caught the ball in the corner. Nothing. So I agree with you. Maybe it wore them down because the different types of presses and things like that. A lot of in-your-face defense, but as a basketball player, one back dribble, they call it a sucker dribble. Bring the double team with you or the trap with you, and then one pass, two pass layup. But New Mexico State was not a good team offensively, so they struggled shooting the ball. They struggled getting anything going offensively. I didn't think they were that good offensively. So I was happy to see us put pressure on an offense like that. And then two, offensively, let's move to the offensive side of the ball, Cole. Offensively, our guard play, I would say, was the best guard play I had seen all season.
Yeah, but we had games like that last year too, where we just. Well, I guess I take that back. Yap did. I enjoyed watching Yap throw up his nice floaters.
Yeah.
And I might be getting my games confused because I know he did some tonight against James Madison, but he's got a nice jumper and he can create space. And he just doesn't have. None of our guys really have the freedom to be themselves in our offense.
It doesn't look that way. Okay, here's just some numbers for you guys. So first game against New Mexico State, Isaiah Hill had 21 and 5 assists, 3 rebounds. He did 2 steals. He did have 4 turnovers. Donovan Yap had 20, and Ducell had 12. Ducell went 4 for 10 from the 3-point line. He's shooting, and he at least hit some. James Madison, that didn't happen. Donovan Yap and Isaiah Hill, Yap was 8 for 8 from the free throw line. Hill was 7 for 7. That's huge. That's what we need.
Mm-hmm.
So
is Hill's 100% from the free throw line this season, I think.
Is he really? I
believe so.
Let me look at the James Madison numbers. He is. So Hill needs to attack the basket. And Cole, here's my question to you: is if you're going to pick a main scorer on our team, like who has to score 15 points a night for us? Who would you pick?
Well, the consistent scorer we need to hit, he's got to hit between 4 to 6 threes for us to even have a chance is Ducell. But then the other guy who's got to score 20 is either Yap or Hill.
Yeah, I agree. My answer to that question was Hill. Like, Hill has to be the facilitator on the floor. He's got to run all our sets, and he has to score. And we'll get to
based
that.
Based off of the minutes he's in, he has to.
Yes. And I agree with you on Ducell. He's got to at least hit 3 threes. He's got to score 12 points a game.
Well, no, with our team, he's got to score. He's got to score more.
Well, he scored 12 points.
Especially with the play of our bigs, man.
Yeah, well, let's talk about the bigs. I mean, against New Mexico State, we saw once again Andre struggle, and Enoch actually was the player that brought the spark. So, I mean,
yeah, he had some dumb plays, like he tried to put back. Was it Colomario? His and one.
Yeah,
and it was a going in, and then he taps it, and it's like, dude, goaltending, and
then he had another. And then he had another goaltending.
Yeah,
or
just
kind of goaltending.
Some dumb plays, but he was having a good game, high energy. But him and Andre, again, to reiterate what we've been saying the last few games, last few podcasts, they don't have a post move. Andre did have one move. He had a nice jump hook that went in. He always goes lefts. That was his only move that all year thus far that someone could actually say, wow, that was a good move. He just needs to practice that all day. Enoch's just big, powerful. He'll grab it and dunk it down your throat. But he's very inconsistent.
Right. Now, Cole, when we were watching this game, we actually had different reactions to this game. I was actually really happy with the way that we were playing because it was different from what we had seen. I thought we were doing better than what we had in the past. Let me rephrase this. I saw more effort in our boys against New Mexico State than I had any other game. And that's still true after James Madison. They were playing with more effort and more heart. They were rebounding the ball better.
Can I ask you this real quick?
Go ahead.
Does that, for what you said, does that ring true in the first 5 minutes of the first half and the second half?
No.
Yeah. We still can't put a complete game together, even against a bad team.
Well, it doesn't matter. They played with more effort and a better attitude that game than they have all year and a lot of last year. This game was the most entertaining basketball game that I had seen from Fresno State basketball in a long time. It was truly entertaining. I had a good time watching it. Cole, we scored 81
it was a lot of fun. It was fun.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking back today. We're shaking raisins right now, and I was thinking, when was the last Fresno State game that I truly had a good time watching? And there was two. One, the first game, number one game, was when Orlando Robinson was here, and we played in that preseason tournament against Santa Clara. And they had an NBA guy on there, and they were battling, and that was a fun, entertaining game. And then I would say the New Mexico game last year, but even then, like we matched up well, and it was the same thing last year. We played our same way. We just ended up winning that game, so that's why it was entertaining. But this was entertaining with guys hitting shots. I felt like I got to know the players a little more and how they play, like the new guys and things like that, and what we need to work on and what we're good at. So I enjoyed it. And we closed out a good game or a close game. We're down by 3. We set a high ball screen like we always do. Every offensive possession, they went under the screen. The guy didn't shade high, and you have to punish him for doing that. And he'll hit the 3. It was huge. That's the one thing you don't do when you're up by 3 with less than a minute left in the game is let them shoot a 3. You don't do that. And thank you, New Mexico State, for allowing Hill to do that. He was having a good game, so that was huge. And then in overtime, we dominated and we looked good. And Yap took over. Yap had a great game. We're going to have to elsewhere, though. Sorry, go ahead.
Regardless, I was going to say, regardless of how bad I think New Mexico State is, I mean, you have to give credit to a team when you go into overtime and you got a close game like that. however bad or good the team is, it's a grind, and you really got to want it. And we obviously wanted it more than New Mexico State. So credit to the Bulldogs for that.
Yeah.
I'm willing to give them credit for that.
Thank you, Cole. Thank you. Positives from the New Mexico State game. What would you say? I think Yap's points, and I think truly after this game, so he got the start in this game after, or did he get the start of the game before that too against Morgan State?
I'm forgetting already, Caleb.
Yeah, they're blending together. But I think this was the first game he started. Yap did. If I'm sorry if he wasn't, but I think he has his confidence now. Yeah, and Yap knows I got to get to the rim. I got to make things happen because nothing else is happening. And I like that about Yap. That's one of my positives for the entire Cancun challenge is I think Yap really took a step forward. I think the other thing, the big positive from this New Mexico State game, and then we'll get I should wait for the entire Cancun challenge. The New Mexico State game is the effort, and that now that I saw that and I know how the effort that you can play with, I expect that now every game.
Right.
Any positives from you?
Dude, we shot great. At least I don't have any statistics in front of me because there's 2 games. I'm on a tablet. I'm not going to be poking around on my screen. But I really enjoy the shooting, even the free throw shooting, at least from Hill and Yap.
Yeah.
So now outside of that, our free throw shooting is very questionable, especially once we get to this James Madison game.
Okay, well, let's talk about it. So I should mention the final score about the New Mexico State game. We won 81-76 in overtime. And then now moving on to the JMU Fresno State game, we lost 95-64. Crazy. Now, you don't really see us giving up 95 points because usually we're pretty sound offensively, even if we are very good offensive. I mean, we've never been good offensively. I don't remember. But or in the past couple of years, I should say. But we usually don't give up this many points. James Madison destroyed us, dude. It was they're undefeated. They're ranked number 22 in the country. By the way, that they were 5-point favorites in this game. They started this game on a 26-3 run. And we just looked soft. We looked lost. And there was
Fresno State should file a lawsuit because they just got harassed. It was a tragedy.
It was
emotional damage.
It was bad, dude. It was so bad. So starters, Isaiah Hill, Eduardo Andre, Donovan Yap, Enoch Biachi, and Xavier Dussel. No one scored over 12 points. Isaiah Hill and Eduardo Andre had 12 points. Yap had 9. Off the bench, Weaver had 10. Pope actually scored. He had 9 this game.
He looked good on offense for the most part. He had a few bad plays, but I like Pope for the most part. Potential. You could see the potential finally.
Yeah. Yes. I don't think he'd scored a point all year before this game. And then Enoch had 8 with 13 rebounds added on to that. So he need one more dunk for a double-double in a blowout. But the effort, I talked about the effort in New Mexico State. Now we're talking about a totally different game. The effort was not there. We looked shocked. I mean, they punched us in the mouth immediately. And instead of punching back, we just laid down. I mean, I saw we were catching the ball, free throw line extended, and trying to make a pass across court, chest pass across court, getting our guys not helping. It was bad. We're not setting. I don't know if they're supposed to set on ball screens. We usually set a high ball screen above the 3-point line. Our guys weren't even setting it. They're just showing, like running up there and then immediately cutting to the rim. And no seal, nothing. Just run up there, fake the screen, and then run to the rim. So nothing happened. I saw in this early 26-3 run, Andre caught the ball about 6 feet above the 3-point line, almost at half court, and then got ripped. And instead of diving on the floor, JMU guy dove on the floor. And Andre kind of fell over on him and just kind of sat there and watched the rest of the play happen. And no one's getting back on defense. It was it was bad, dude. It was, and immediately when that happened, I knew it was over.
Yeah, we had one too many margaritas celebrating our overtime victory against New Mexico State. It was awful. We looked, our overall summary from me on offense, we looked like a high school team, a mediocre high school team where the basketball coach doesn't know how to coach high school kids and is trying to teach the high school team an actual plays, right? Which is what college coaches are supposed to do. So, but we looked like that mediocre high school team where the coach is teaching us plays and we're trying to execute them, but we're just telegraphing everything we're doing and not deviating from anything. And then, we get a guy that deviates, maybe he screws up, and then the coach subs him out. It's just pathetic coaching. And
it's not good all around.
But and it's a little more than that too, though, where we talked about just our fundamentals aren't there. I don't know if I can't remember if we talked about this in person or over the podcast, but our fundamentals aren't there. I mean, we'll make a chest pass to our big man down low. Who the heck does that? I haven't done that since freshman year of high school. And you're in college.
7 feet tall.
Right. Just throw the ball up to him, dang it. But I mean, we're swinging the ball. James Madison had high energy. Their hands are in the passing lanes like a normal team should. I don't know why we haven't encountered a team that actually plays fundamental defense where they're rotating quick, hands are in the passing lanes, high energy, up in your face, pressure on the ball, and we're swinging it around lackadaisical. And we get to the guy in the corner who's actually kind of wide open. The guy is jumping the lane though with his hand in the passing lane, and we're throwing a chest pass and the ball's tipped out of bounds or tipped into steal. Like we need a player that has good fundamentals to lead our team, and all our guys need to see, like what some middle school or high school kids need to see sometimes for them to just something to click. They just need to see somebody make a strong two-handed thumbs down bounce pass to the corner when the guys are in the passing lane. That's all it takes. And then next thing you know, we have a wide open three. First half was really bad against James Madison, but it's just so frustrating to watch this team play because we look like what I said in the beginning, like a mediocre high school team that doesn't know how to run an offense because our coach is just trying to drill into us plays instead of a system, and we don't even know how to play basketball yet.
Right. I hope this team. I mean, you're exactly right. I 100% agree with you. I hope our team watches film on this game, in particular, all year long. You want to know how to run a pick and roll? James Madison does it perfect. They made us look silly running the pick and roll. The pick and roll is not easy. I'm not saying that. There's a reason that the NBA runs exclusively high ball screens with the big on their ball handler. Because one, it opens up so many things if you do it right. You can do so many different things. But it's hard to do. And only NBA level talent can really do it well. Or if you are fundamentally sound and strong with the ball. We're not even setting the screen, Cole. We're not even setting the screen. If that's going to be a part of our play, we got to at least set the screen. If it's not a part of the play, get rid of it. If we're not going to set the screen, we're going to fake the screen every time. Don't even do it.
Well, Caleb, yeah. And yes and no. Sometimes they would slip that, and our guy, there were a few times our big guy was wide open and James Madison help was slow. But honestly, Hill and Yap, they're too small and too slow. They couldn't get they're too small. They couldn't get the pass off because they had to throw it high, right? They had to throw it high over the defender, but they're too small. They couldn't do it. So the next thing you know, they pump high. And they see it, then they're like, oh, what do I do? Then they pump high, go low. But then next thing you know, the James Madison guys already rotated over, and then we just kick it back out, and our offense starts from square zero. So,
yes, you're right. I did see that as well. but it just frustrated me every time that we're going to try and slip it every time. We didn't even try to hit a dude. Because and I guess the reason why I am so adamant about that is because Andre and Enoch just got beat up. They got manhandled this game. Yeah. Rebounding was absolutely terrible. Andre looked tiny this game. Not height wise or muscle wise, but because they outmanned him, they beat him up. He looked like a little kid out there, and he honestly didn't look like he wanted to be out there. They walked all over him, and we can't have that from our bigs.
Right, but let it be known, James Madison, they're a good basketball team. They have the role players and the guys that can bang. They're going to be able to compete with anybody in the nation. I mean, they showed it. They went to Michigan State. Now, Michigan State, maybe they're not as good as they used to be in past years. But going to Michigan State and winning, especially early in the season, props to them. And they made us look silly.
I got to watch Michigan State play this year. Michigan State's, they're a decent team. They're going to get a lot better. And I mean, this James Madison team is legit very good. And so when I say I hope our team goes and watches film on this entire game every week, the passes were crisp and quick. It wasn't catch, square up, jab, one dribble, back dribble, pass. It was catch, swing it, catch, swing it, catch, swing it, catch, rip through, go. It was
first play of the game from James Madison, right? Swing, 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 boom, corner three in your face. Story of the game. Explained in the first play of the game.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And for us to be a defense first team and get embarrassed like that is not good. Not good at all. And I mean, our bigs struggled defensively. Yap and Hill struggled defensively just because they're so much smaller than their guards. Their guards were huge and big. If we wanted any shot in this game, we needed Weaver and Leo to step up. One, defensively, and two, offensively. But we know Leo struggles to shoot the ball. He did hit one against New Mexico State. I do appreciate, though, this year, I have seen Leo get better because when he's open, he shoots it now. And I want that.
But he hesitated. He hesitated against James Madison. I didn't like that. He missed both of them.
Yeah, I know. But he's open. So you got to shoot it. You have to shoot it if you're open. And
but that's what I mean. Just shoot it, but don't hesitate. Just give me a shot.
Yes. When we play teams with bigger guards, Leo and Weaver are going to have to be in playing solid minutes all the time. Or you're going to have to demand Hill or Yap to score. Get to the rim, score, get to the free throw line. That's what
Yap attempted, but Yap is great in stretches, but he forces a lot of shots, and when those shots aren't going in, it's really bad, and we need to sub him out. And that's another thing I wanted to comment on are just the guys that are in the game, not only just in certain moments and during the game, but just the guys that are on the floor together. I just don't like what our coaches have set up. It's like they're not thinking. It's just like they have a simple mindset of this guy's doing bad, we need to sub for him. Boom. But then they don't think about the rest of the guys that are on the court and how they're going to meld together.
Yeah, I agree. The other thing I was going to say, about Hill. Hill in there was a stretch in this game. Hill looked really good. He got to the rim in one time. He attacked the rim. Boom, layup, easy. There was another time he beat his man, and which we see a lot. Gets to the elbow, pull up jumper. The big doesn't step up, pull up jumper, and he hit it. Hill is going to have to do this every game. I think after this game, if our coaching staff was watching the same game we are and understands it, you're telling Hill you're going to have to score 15 to 22 points a night. We need that. Yap, we're going to need that as well. Ducell, if you're off, ball fake, something. because that guy catches it and shoots it, and we know what you're going to do. And I'm talking games like times against New Mexico State where he forced bad shots. You got to catch, pump fake, go to the rim, attack the rim. We got to do something else, guys, because it's not going to work. And teams like San Diego State, Nevada, Colorado State, who I believe just beat Boston College, and I think they're playing Creighton in the championship in their little preseason tournament tomorrow, either tomorrow or Friday. Their point guard is legit, Stevens. So I mean, it doesn't get any easier. That's maybe gets a little easier because James Madison is very good, but there's really good players in the Mountain West. We got to be ready. And I'm going to go back to what you said in the beginning, Cole. This is coaching staff. They got to get it together, man, because they're not offensively putting our team in the best position to score and win. And defensively, if you're a defensive team, how come we haven't figured it out yet? What's going on? What? But Andre still doesn't have the right hand. We got to work on things.
It's pretty pathetic. It's pretty pathetic, man. I mean, I feel like, especially when you and I are in the same room watching a game together, we'll come up with something in 5 minutes watching the game. This is not working. Why don't they do this? But then they just keep doing the same thing over and over again. And next thing you know, we lose by 20 points. It's so frustrating. And we saw the same thing last year. And I really do hate talking about it. And because it just makes me so depressed about Fresno State. I mean, I want to say terrible things just about everything around Fresno State because it's so frustrating. And nothing's being done about it. Just do something about it. At least try. Even if it's the worst thing ever and you get beat 100-0, at least you did something different.
Right. Well, tell me what that is, Cole. What's the thing that we should try? What's the different thing?
Well, I think it's different each game.
Right. Hey,
I mean, we could talk hours and hours about that, but that's the summary of it. It's different each game. We got to be able to adjust in game. Not only at halftime, adjust one thing at halftime, and then, holy crap, the other team adjusted something at halftime too. Now what do we do?
Right.
Coach.
Right. Yeah, it's tough, man. To come off a win against New Mexico State like that in overtime, and granted, we may have been a little bit worn out. Maybe too many margaritas, but we've all played 2-3 basketball games in one day before.
You can do it.
You just, yeah. Now, what's next for Fresno State? Because I'm going to say, Cole, that we're only going to play one or two teams that are at this high of a level the rest of this season. San Diego State being one of them. It looks like Colorado State is going to be one of those teams. They look legit. We'll see about Nevada and these other schools, but I don't think we're going to see that level of play again this season, only a couple times. So what is next? We play Santa Barbara, which, we play UCSB in Fresno Monday, November 27th at 7 in the Save Mart Center. November 27th, 7 at the Save Mart Center. Santa Barbara, last year, they were a NCAA tournament team. So
yeah, and what do you know? They got a Clovis West kid.
Yeah, I think so.
Right? That's where the Clovis West guy went.
Correct, yeah, Anderson. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess it doesn't get easier. And oh man. So what
I think it'll be what do I want to see? Well, I'll win out. But I think it's going to be a season similar to last year, sadly. I can't – I mean, we played – it wasn't that against James Madison. I'm not mad necessarily that we lost. It's a great James Madison team. It's just the way we lost and just we just got manhandled. It's not like we lost by 10 or 15. It was something like that. I mean, we got wrecked. We're lucky. They should have scored 100, but they put their subs in.
Right. Well, we did too. for
No, I
2
think
minutes.
they put their subs in before us, though,
Yeah,
if
they
I'm
did.
remembering correctly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I forgot his first name, but you should never forget this, Cole. It's Cole Anderson from Clovis West. Yeah.
There you
And
go.
I actually believe he's his grandpa was a friend of our grandpa, so you better remember that. Cole. So anyways, there's going to be some local people in Fresno to watch Cole play and this Fresno State team play. So make sure you're out there Monday, the 27th at 7 p.m. At the Save Mart Center. Cole and I we've made it so far to all the home games. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, dude.
So,
Way to
wow.
go, us.
It's been fun. You guys come on out. It is fun. I know what
It's
everyone
more
says.
fun than we make it seem on the podcast.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about positives from the Cancun challenge, Cole. Positives from
my.
positives from positives from the Cancun challenge. Donovan Yap. Donovan Yap was a positive. I think he found how he's going to have to play and how he's going to help this team the rest of this season. So I'm going to start with Donovan Yap.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
All right, I'll keep going.
Where do I do like our attempt to press. I mean, we are pressing, but our attempt to have a good press, obviously, it could be better. But I like our looks way more than last year. The press itself we talked about, yeah, no, but at least it's happening. We'll force maybe 1 or 2 turnovers in a game with it. At least that's the feeling I get. But
You can't. Sorry,
higher, dude. When Weaver is in, we need to be pressing 24/7. Weaver is so good running up and down the floor. It's just not his game. Yeah, it's just not his game to be sitting in the corner. Like, you're just locking. It's like you're taking a great player and putting him in jail, man. Putting him in a jail cell and telling him to preach the gospel to the whole world. It's like, how's he going to do that, right?
Hey, man, they did it.
No, they broke out of jail. So what does that say? Man.
It says we need to pray more.
Hey, I don't doubt that either, man.
No, I agree. I mean, when Leo and Weaver are in the game, we must be pressing. That is a must. Also, Tavares got a little more playing time in this Cancun challenge. I mean, the first time he was in the game against JMU, he caught the ball, got to the rim, scored. Boom.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, he did look man, shoot. I know we're talking positives, but I vividly have this highlight in my mind from the James Madison game of him going to trap the guy who's on the elbow. His man was in the corner. Tavares' man was in the corner. Strong side elbow. Guy jumps off, went to trap. 3 guys were trapping the strong side elbow. And strong side in the corner, Tavares' man, goes back doors wide open. Tavares isn't even looking at him. And lays it up on a reverse layup. And there's so many little things like that our guys do. Weaver's done it. Colomario's done it. Honestly, the main I see are Colomario and Tavares. Though I love them and I love their hustle. But I just wanted to mention that because they're not half-court players. They're full-court players. Run up and down the floor. That's how they play. And they're good. They are really good players doing that. But we don't let them loose. And it's so frustrating.
Yeah. Oh, we really struggle in half court defense, and I'm sure Hutt is ticked off about that. But we have to get them there, one, and then you have to release them. You got to release the hounds when otherwise they're going to kill each other.
Road.
Yeah. You play my game. You can play your game, but you play my game.
Yeah, dude.
So yeah, I think we really struggle defensively. Like, I mean, help comes different ways. I mean, Andre was caught in no man's land one of the one of the highlights I remember. We just got to get better all across the board. And then, but what then, however, because of the way, or because of the players that we have and the way that we play when we're successful, we just got to let our boys loose. Let them loose.
Yeah. One of the positives, before I forget, Caleb, one of the positives that I saw was I did see potential from Andre. Finally, he had that good jump hook, and he had another move tonight against JMU that it was a quick, just he got it and went up really quick, which hadn't happened all year yet.
Yeah.
So I was just happy to see somebody actually do it. That wasn't a guard.
Yeah, JMU was obviously playing his left hand. They said, "You take whatever shot you want with the right hand," and he would not do it. He would.
I love playing against these guys, man.
Yeah, it's fun playing against those guys because anyone can guard them. Doesn't matter how big you are. Oh man! But for the most, do you think this team got better at the Cancun Challenge?
Oh, 100%. I mean, we had a great overtime, gaining experience in an overtime victory where you really have to grind it out, and then getting absolutely just annihilated. You're going to learn something from both those games. So,
yeah. I think we got better. We definitely learned from the loss. That's what an L is for. You learn. And then the win over New Mexico State was huge for our boys. We needed that. They're going to know what to do now when the game's tight against UNLV. We're going to know what to do. I mean, hopefully, if they show high on Isaiah Hill, what was the game plan there? What are we going to do? Quick two? It wasn't quick. But anyways, okay, I'll stop. Hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. We got a football game coming up Saturday, last one of the regular season. If you haven't listened to the preview yet, Pletz and I did the preview against San Diego State. We're just praying that we don't give up 400 yards on the ground. And then basketball, we got a basketball game Monday. And then keep up with the women's volleyball team. We're in the semifinals in the Mountain West Conference, so check them out. A lot of stuff going on top of all your NFL football right now. All you Cowboys fans, I know, are all excited right now. And by the way,
our football team looks like the three blind mice stumbling to the finish line, man.
Hey, man. Well, at least we got 8 wins. Well,
hey, at least they're not our basketball team. They're the 5 blind mice.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, that was
getting better. They got better in the Cancun Challenge. I thought it was a fun event, and I'm happy our boys got out of town to experience that. Now it's time to put some wins together back on home soil, back in U.S. soil against Santa Barbara. It's going to be a tough one. And then, I think we get Idaho State later on and BYU. So we got a couple, good teams coming in, and then Mountain West Conference. What was that?
Pacific, right?
Oh, yeah, we got UOP always. We always play UOP.
Yep.
So it should be a lot of fun, hopefully. And as long as we're getting better, it's gonna be good. I've been
undefeated in conference, baby.
Hey, all that matters is that you're playing well, in March. So if we conference tournament, that's what conference tournament.
Let's shoot 100 threes in March and go 100 for 100, man. We'll win the national championship.
Here, if any basketball player on Fresno State made it to the end of this, and I know they did it, if anyone made it I will shoot with you 500 shots 2 days a week. But you got to come out to the winery. And so that leaves me with this. Shout out to our supporters and our sponsors, Givoli Winery. Givoli Winery is located out in the magnificent town of Biola. You blink and you miss it, in between Fresno and Kerman. Take Shaw, make a right on Biola if you're in Fresno. It's on Biola, just north of Shaw. They make great wines. All their grapes, almost all their grapes, are local grapes. They are open Saturdays and Sundays, noon to 5. If you want to come out on the weekdays, come on out on the weekdays. Just let them know. Head to giveliwinery.com. That's Ziveli winery.com. And or email them at giveliwinery@gmail.com. Let them know that you're coming. And on the weekends, there's tastings available. There's a wood fire brick oven pizza. I think it's the other way around. Brick oven wood fire pizza. And on December 10th, we have bucket golf at the winery. That is a Sunday morning at 10 a.m., 10:30 tea time for everybody. We're going to have a good time. Plus, the Christmas market will be going on at the same time. It's going to be a blast. Bring the whole family. Guys, your wives will love it, and you have the excuse to go hit wiffle balls with a golf ball. But December 10th at Giveli Winery.
Hey, Caleb, come on. Do not. Come on.
What?
Hitting wiffle balls with a golf club is an absolute riot.
Oh, no, it's actually everyone feels good about themselves afterwards.
They're a little more forgiving than a rock solid golf ball.
Yeah. So check out Giveli Winery. They are big supporters of Beware of Bulldogs podcast. Also, big thank you to the Vine Church in Fresno on Shaw, just west of Grantland. The Vine meets on Sundays at 10 a.m. So if you're looking to learn about Jesus or delighting in God, as Cole and I talk about, head on out to the Vine Church, Sundays, 10 a.m. There's also prayer night on Thursdays. If you're looking for prayer, this is an awesome place to be. I've gone. It is, honestly, it can be life-changing. Just spending time in prayer. You don't think you can spend an hour in prayer? I dare you. It is awesome to just sit there an hour. I had a good time.
Do not underestimate the power of prayer. It is real and powerful.
Yes. And
you don't have to go to the Vine to get prayer. You can always just come to Caleb and I, whether you trust us or not.
That's very true. We are happy to pray with you guys. And if you're looking to strengthen your community or find a support group, the Vine offers that. So I attend there. So just let me know. I will be your contact. So follow me on Twitter, Caleb_GoDogs. Email me. You can email the podcast at bewareofbulldogspodcast@gmail.com. And I'm happy to pray for you, whatever you got. I'd love to. So the Vine Church is a big supporter of Beware of Bulldogs. So if you're looking to attend church, if Christmas is coming up, you want to attend a church on Christmas, the Vine Church would love to have you Sundays at 10 a.m. Located on Shaw, just west of Grantland. So big thank you to our supporters during basketball season. And we will be back Monday to talk more. Cole, you got anything else?
About the sponsors?
No. Bucket golf, basketball. What you got?
Greg at the Vine's super fun guy. So definitely go to the Vine if you're bored. And if you're not usually a churchgoer and you want to get out, go to the Vine, man.
All right. So it was about a sponsor. All right, cool. Well, thanks, Cole. Appreciate it, man.
Name it from man.
They're fun, down to earth people over there. They're normal people. So, and Cole and I are not normal, and they accepted us. So, big thank you to you guys as well for listening, especially to us rant about basketball. This is our venting session, and you get to be a part of that. So, thank you very much. Stay healthy, everyone. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Stay safe. God bless. And as always, go Dogs.
Go Dogs, baby.